Ishtar, the Babylonian version of the Sumerian goddess Inanna. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, she tries to seduce King Gilgamesh, is repulsed by him as he lists her many faults as a fair-weather lover, and calls down the bull of heaven to punish the king. Inanna Ishtar is another name for Isis. Osiris is god of the dead. His symbols are the crook and the flail. A crook is used to keep your sheep in order, and a flail is used to discipline your sheep. There's a direct connection between Freemasonry and the ancient Babylonian mystery religion, from which the ancient pagan religions of Egypt, Persia, Greece, and Rome eventually developed. It all goes back to men named Nimrod, who the Freemasons view as the true originator of their order. The Pshent was the double crown worn by rulers in ancient Egypt. The Pshent represents the pharaoh's power over all unified Egypt. It bore two animal emblems, an Egyptian cobra known as Uraeus, which symbolized the lower Egyptian goddess with jets, and the Egyptian vulture. Cernunnos has spirals like the Egyptian crown. Cernunnos has horns, and Osiris has horns as well. Cernunnos is the horned one. He alternates with the goddess of the moon in ruling over life and death, continuing the cycle of death, rebirth, and reincarnation. Osiris myths, Isis and Osiris. The horned god is born at the winter solstice, marries the triple goddess at Beltane, and dies at the summer solstice. Osiris is a god of earth and vegetation. He symbolized in his death the yearly drought and his miraculous rebirth. Cernunnos represents fertility, life, animals, wealth, and the underworld. Osiris represents agriculture, vegetation, fertility, and resurrection. Cernunnos continues the cycle of death and rebirth. Osiris is represented by death and rebirth. With his mighty antlers, Cernunnos is a protector of the forest and master of the hunt. He's a god of vegetation and trees, and his aspect as the green man. Osiris is a green man. He was classically depicted as a green-skinned deity. Who's the green man? The green man is found in many forms throughout history. He is to be found in many different guises. He's often found carved in wood or stone in medieval churches and cathedrals. Why they were included in the construction of these buildings by the Masons has perhaps been lost in the mists of time. Fauns are a Roman mythical creature mirroring the wild men of the woods. Very similar to the Green Man, except the Green Man was covered in leaves instead of hair. I'd also like to point out the legend and cult of Cernunnos, the horned god of the Celts. Again, we have a being who was lord of the forest, who bore horns on his head. Osiris has horns on his head. Osiris is a green man. Cernunnos has a snake in one hand. Osiris is depicted as a snake. You don't know who you worship or what you worship. Before Egypt, it was Sumer. Therefore, Osiris is probably Enki. Enki/Ea is a mischievous god of wisdom, magic, incantations who resides in the ocean